can't see me now. Oh, get over yourself. In terms of my identity, I really wasn't sure. That kind of shadowed my judgment on my family. Hello, hi, welcome back to my channel. Today, it's a deep one. Today's video is a deep one. Quite a few people have asked me to speak about my journey with coming out as a lesbian. It's quite an, I wouldn't say it's like an interesting story, but I've learned a lot over the years. You know, I came out very, very young, so there's been like a lot of obstacles in life that I've had to kind of get through or get over, you know. So yeah, so I came out to my family when I was 13, so that is quite young. I knew shortly before my 13th birthday that I was a lesbian, or at least curious. I wouldn't say that I knew that, yeah, I'm gonna marry a woman, like that kind of thing, but I knew that I was curious at that age. Just because me and a girl in school had a lot of interest in each other. I wasn't very sure of it at the time. She made it very clear that she was interested, and I said that I wasn't sure, and she gave me a little bit of time. And yeah, so I remember I kept it in for quite a long time. Now, the only reason that I did this was because I knew quite a few people that had come out to their family and had got kicked out, had been belittled. So that kind of shadowed my judgment on my family, which should never have happened, but I was young and I was really, really worried about what would get said. I was worried that they were going to kick me out, and then I was like, because my grandparents, my nan is really, really religious, so I was like, that's it, my nan's not going to love me anymore. Now my grandparents love me to the end of this earth, and I actually, in my head, I was like, they're not going to love you anymore, that's it, it's done, you have no relationship with them now. So I remember one night I plucked up the courage and I sent a text message. Now bear in mind, where I used to live with my mum and my dad would always be in the living room, and I was in the bedroom next door. And I remember sending this text message. I can't remember exactly what it said, but it was along the lines of, I'm just going to come out to you that I am a lesbian, I have a girlfriend, and yeah, if you don't want anything to do with me, just let me know, I'll pack a bag, I'll leave tomorrow. But I was really dramatic, I'm a really dramatic person anyway, but I sent this really dramatic message saying, like, if you don't love me anymore or you don't want me in the house, like, that's fine, just let me know and I'll pack a bag and I'll leave. And I remember my mum messaged me back and she went, don't be so silly, I'll see you in the morning. When I spoke to my mum the next morning, she said, don't you think that I know that the girl that comes to the house is your little girlfriend? Like, how do you not think that I know that? And I was like, oh. My grandparents were incredibly supportive as well. I remember my granddad laughed at me and he was like, okay, that's fine, like, it's not a problem. And yeah, like that was basically it in terms of family. I mean, I don't have a massive family anyway. School, because obviously I was in school, I was young. It wasn't at the beginning the easiest experience, just because at this time as well, not that many people were openly out, so I felt like I was really in denial about my sexuality, which is quite sad. I think about it now and I kind of just want to shake myself and say, like, it's okay, like, it's fine, but it's still, when I was younger, it wasn't that accepted, like, as it is now. Like, it's so accepted now, it's almost like a really, really common thing, whereas when I was in school, it wasn't that common, you know. I think there were only a couple of girls in maybe like the year above me that were openly out. You'd hear kind of Chinese whispers about this person being gay, this person being gay. You'd never know whether to believe it or not, because they would never say it themselves, you know. So in terms of coming out at school, I heard a lot of oh, it's just a phase, you'll get over it, I bet you money that you'll marry a man. I can't tell you how many people would bet me money that I would marry a man. Obviously, I noticed when people would act different with me because of it. There were always going to be those people, you know, that didn't necessarily like it or just completely judged you on it, thought it was disgusting. Like, you'd hear that quite a lot. But I think in school it was just one of them ones where you just have to get over it. And I think that you know that it's not that deep. In terms of me, where I have struggled, where I struggle is in workplaces. I remember when I was still quite young, I had a job. I had a job somewhere when I think I was like 17. At the time I had a piercing here on my lip. I remember there was this girl that I was really, really close with. My first maybe like 3 weeks of me being with this particular brand. This was before I got into makeup, by the way. And this one day she said that me and my boyfriend and her boyfriend should double date. And I said to her, I said, I don't have a boyfriend, I have a girlfriend. She was like, oh, okay, yeah, fine, that's cool. That day was absolutely fine. I remember going into work the next day and it was like I didn't exist. I saw her sort of take clothes to a changing room. She was chatting away with everybody else and I was like, right, okay. So I stayed at that job for about a year. I remember fast approaching the end of the year, I began to kind of doubt myself as a woman, as a girly woman. I looked at myself in the mirror and I was just looking at my face and I was like, what is wrong with you? Like, what is actually wrong with you? And then I remember I was staring at all the girls in the changing room that worked for the brand, and they were all laughing, joking and doing their thing, and I just remember standing there on my own just staring at myself in the mirror and I was like, you're pathetic, like you're absolutely pathetic. And if you know me well enough, you know that when I get a piercing, it will not come out. Like, if I've paid for that piercing, it's not going anywhere unless it's like infected, which has never happened to me, thank God, touch wood. But I'm not one to kind of do that. If I've got it, it's stuck, that's it, it doesn't go anywhere. And I was staring at myself in the mirror and I literally just undone the ball on my lip bar. I took it out and I put it in my back pocket and I thought, that's not going back in. That's what makes me ugly. That's what makes me different. I don't want that anymore. Like, the other girls don't have it. Maybe that's why they're not including me. And yeah, it did kind of like hit me. And I think I didn't realise maybe till a couple of years later that there was nothing wrong with me. They were just narrow-minded. Then when I started moving to different jobs, I wouldn't say the same situation happened because there was never the same situation. However, I always find, even still now to this day, there's only so much that I have in common with straight girls. I always find that I get left out of quite a lot because we don't have that same interest. I find that people don't invite me out to like straight nightclubs. You know, there are a group of people that do, but in terms of like a whole friendship group, there are times where they choose to kind of go out and leave me, and I always think, yeah, it's because you don't have the same interest. And to be honest, that's probably me reading into it, but if I'm going to be completely honest about it, that's how I feel. And I know that's how a lot of other feminine lesbians feel because I've spoke to them about it, and we all have the same problem. And it's sad, it's so fucking sad that there are so many people out there who are not being included in nights out or little dinners, or even just to be spoken to in their place of work like a normal friggin' human being. And I've sat here and I've tried to kind of word it out in my head how I want to explain it, but there is no way of explaining it, because it's a feeling. You can't explain the feeling of I'm being left out because of my sexual preference. It's not nice. I would just say to anyone that is dealing with these sort of people, like, don't take it to heart. It's hard, like, even sometimes still I do, but that's only every now and then. In the end, I'm just like, I have an amazing family. I do have friends that are within the gay community that I absolutely love and adore. I've got my fiance, who is literally my best fucking friend, and you don't need any more than that. I think if you have a loving foundation, of course sometimes you're going to want more, but you don't necessarily need more, and that would be my advice on that. I think if you're going to be so narrow-minded to not want to be my friend because of my sexual preference that has absolutely nothing to do with you, then that's down to you. I find as well is that a lot of people seem to think you're going to end up developing some sort of crush on them. Now, me personally, I would never ever get with a girly girl, just because I'm so girly myself. It's just not my type. I just personally wouldn't look at a girly girl and think, yeah, I want a bit of you. Like, that's not me. I like the more sort of masculine looking females. I find that a lot of people, especially in school actually, would be like, oh yeah, you're gonna fancy me now? Oh, get over yourself. I get told a lot, and it infuriates me. I actually had a TikTok video that went viral because I was just ranting about it, because I just hate it so much when people tell me I don't look gay. It annoys me. It really does, because what is gay supposed to look like? You know, so are you telling me that if I cut all my hair off, I tattooed my face and stopped wearing makeup and dressed like a man, then I'd look gay? It makes no sense. I think maybe back when I was younger, if people said it to me when I was younger, I'd probably understand. But in this day and age, gay comes in all shapes and sizes, honey. It annoys me when people throw that around like, oh my god, you don't look gay. When I first started telling people at my job, I used to be like, oh, yeah, I'm a lesbian. I have a girlfriend. And I would wait such a long time to tell someone that I was a lesbian. Why should I have to do that? Why? You shouldn't have to. Now, if someone says to me, have you got a boyfriend? I'm like, no, I've got a girlfriend. It's my fiance. Or I just bring it up. If that person doesn't know yet, I just bring it up. I'm like, oh yeah, my girlfriend. I'm not beating around the bush about it. If I'm telling you a story, I'm not going to go, oh, my partner, just so that I don't specify whether it's a he or she. I'm not going to do that, because now I'm comfortable. Now I'm content. Now I don't care. If you're going to judge me, you're going to judge me. And if you do, then you know what? That says more about you than it says about me. That says absolutely nothing about me. I'm just telling you about my life, you know? I'm just telling you this is my preference. It is what it is. But I just think any piece of advice that I would give to someone who's not out yet, don't let anyone force you into coming out. Do it in your own time. And I think anyone in this day and age that is still in the closet, you are so lucky to be someone that is coming out to a society that now is so understand. Do what you have to do to tell your friends and family that, look, I'm gay and this is just me. I would say if there's just one thing that anyone can take away from this video, I just hope that it's that any version of you is perfect, whether you're, you know, a woman and you're interested in men or women or both, or if you're a man and you're interested in men, women and both. Like, that does not define who you are as a person. You love who you love, and that is life. You shouldn't care what other people think about it. What I will say is, because I haven't been really, I wouldn't say I've been very informative in terms of how to deal with particular things. If anyone watching this video is struggling or is going through a situation where someone doesn't necessarily agree with your sexual preference and you just want a little bit of advice, please send me a message on Instagram. What I'll do is I'll leave my Instagram handle down in the description bar. Just send me a message, and I promise you that I will help to the best of my ability to get you through this tough time. I hope this video has helped people. I hope that you enjoyed it, even though again it's just me sitting and speaking at you. And yeah, it's a bit of a vulnerable one. Had a little bit of a cry, but that's okay. It's a tough subject sometimes, but I just hope I haven't been too emotional about it. I actually think I've done really well. I actually thought that I was gonna basically cry throughout this whole video, so I'm really surprised that I didn't, just because it was something that particular last night I was really upset about, and I was quite anxious. And yeah, but I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a, gonna do the cheesy thumbs up and yeah, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Leave any constructive criticism, like I said in my first video. If you haven't seen that, I'll also link that down below. Yeah, I'm open to constructive criticism. If there's anything that you guys want to criticize me on, I'm okay with that. Like, I want that. I want to know how I can improve. If you can share this video, that would be great. And yeah, if you know anyone struggling with the same sort of thing, please just support them to the best of your ability. And if you don't know how to, send them my way and I will do everything that I can. But thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you all have a lovely evening, and yeah, goodbye.